much. And the next one is, before I get to the next feature, we will have this next feature. After that, there will be dancers. I better put the dancers first, otherwise my wife says she's going to take away my shirt. She just bought it for me. Though I know how to take risk, I'm wearing undershirt. So our next feature is Renee Saklikar. And she writes the Canada Project, a lifelong poem chronicle that includes poetry, fiction, and essays. She works from the Canada Project. I should have read it before. Sorry. Anyhow, the most important thing here is she has a new book, just came out. It's called Children of India. And that's also part of the Canada Project. And here's Renee Saklikar.
Well, what an incredible honor to be here. Can everyone hear me okay? Down at the back? Ashokji, Shanti. Thank you so much. The Writers International Network, many fine poet colleagues that I see here. I have a dear friend with me who's on her spring break, Jackie, and I wish I knew each one of you a little bit more. The poems I'm going to share are quite sad, and I'm not going to read too many of them. They're from this book, Children of India, about a very particular time in our nation's history and world history. It was the bombing of an airplane in 1985. And everyone on board died, including my aunt and uncle, and including 82 children under the age of 13 from what's the title of the book. But the idea behind this title, Children of India, is that violence, personal violence, you know, if any of you, God forbid, have lost a loved one to murder, or tragically, in a way, you know, death comes for us, and it's never a good time. And if ever any of you have experienced that individual loss, and then of course the greater public loss, when there's mass murder, this idea that these events make us children. We become children of the events, whether we like it or not, you know. And I think sometimes there's a desire to say, well, that's all well and good, that's nothing to do with me, and I'm not responsible, and, you know, no need rehashing that. And, you know, one can have a certain sympathy for that sort of feeling. I guess the book, though, is a question about, does violence find us? You know, inescapably. Even if we're unaware, we're affected. And that's the heart of these poems. They're hard to share, and they're hard to receive. So I'm just going to read slowly just a few fragments, and I thank you because you're witnessing with me. The first poem I'm going to read didn't make it into the book, because what I realized was happening was, as I was writing these poems, I was writing a letter to the orphan son left behind when my aunt and uncle were murdered. And he was a very small boy. He still lives in India. He's a father now of 2 sons. And the Literary Review of Canada recently accepted one of these unsent letter poems. So they're all in the form of a letter. I have a whole series that accompanies the book, and I'm just going to read one. Dear cousin, these moments of inscription accept as memorial, shards stranded, numbering on the line of days 10,226.8, 1985 to 2013, always reoccurring June 23rd. 1985 is ritual. All around us, digital. Age of staccato. Already the epistolary, letter writing, is cliche. Everyone addresses someone. These letters remain unsent. Testimony. That space between tear and terror about the body they will tell us, move on. So that acts as a kind of invocation for a few of these poems from Children of Air India. And one of the conceits or devices of the book is to label a lot of the poems exhibits. It's really a book-long sequence, and there are these exhibits for you. You're the jury. Exhibit Atlantic. In the gray-green 82 suspensions, adrift on the ocean floor, transparent as jellyfish, children of Air India. Their long phosphorus arms sway, sending messages undecipherable. This evening, here, tonight, together, this a site of research. Somewhere on a tarmac by the ocean, an airplane waits. It is always waiting, but we are not on it. We're not the children of Air India Flight 182. This is not June 1985. These words are not underwater. The only oxygen present is now evening. Raga. In the hour past sundown, kitchen counter query. What is it to prepare a meal? To eat it alone? Why, this is the work of grief, memory muscle, used, reused time before 1985. Will you imagine with me a supper table, a father prays, bless this food to our use. In whose name did he speak? Voice dry, as if the winds of south central Saskatchewan had over the years borne him not one chinook, only short rustlings. Testimony. Her name was redacted. She was 7 years old. Her mother said she was full of life. Her mother said she was very pretty. Her mother said she loved to dance. Her mother said she loved music. Her name was redacted. She was 7 years old. Exhibit 1985, The Unknown Family. We are mother, father, daughter, daughter. 3 of us India born, 1 of us Canada made. Each grain, each minute, cascading days. The 1960s rush into the 1970s, rush into the new decade, 1980. No signs come to us that we might one day end. My husband's fingertips, nipple's edge outlined, one breast in one hand. Our girls pretending sleep early, so early in that hour just before dawn, the day before. Status, bodies unfound. Exhibit 1985, sun. Morning life surrounds me, mother, her almond eyes on me, each lap I swim, mother, her fine pinched nose inhales the scent of me, chlorine lads swimming, her plans boundless surrounding me, each lap success. Be a doctor, behave, be fast. These community recreation waters, lane to lane, heads up, mother. I down rhythm away from her. In water, chaste butterfly breaststroke, stoking time, boarding the plane, taking me into this other. Thank you so